Hey guys, Ren here. When we got here, Bear was like very nervous. Very, very nervous. Now, he's better. He chose to be in a down. At first, if a dog is this nervous around people and like, there's a few people, it's not crazy. A couple people with dogs. There's like a food truck over there. There's a farmer's market over there, which we already went to. If a dog is this nervous, I'm just gonna work on desensitization.
No. That is so funny.
So kind of like that, you know. This guy walks by and he's like, what does he want? I don't know. Nothing. He doesn't want anything from us. Actually, we're good. But you know, just in the beginning, just getting him out and around stimulus and people and cars and busy energy. And I don't really care if he's sitting or in a down. In fact, it's going to be pretty hard to get him to do that when he's all amped up and nervous. Kids running up to us. So I just want him to know that I'm advocating for him. That's number one, that like he's going to be safe with me. I'm going to lead him through this chaos. We've already built the relationship, we've been building a relationship in which like he's starting to trust me. I'm, you know, if he gets too overstimulated, that I often am leading him away from the overstimulation. If a car is coming close, I'm often moving him out a little bit to give us more space so that, you know, he's getting the idea that he feels more comfortable with me. And then, you know, like when his arousal starts to calm down just from being out here, and he's not taking food, by the way, but he might later, so that's kind of his pattern. He won't take food if he's really, really nervous. But like maybe, you know, kind of assessing like he's interested, but maybe not as concerned and like dodging bullets as much as he was, you know, 15, 20 minutes ago. So maybe I could put him into a sit. And then if he springs back up, I could use the prong collar and get him back into that sit, just depending on like what's going on and stuff. Like if somebody comes into his space and it makes him nervous, especially if somebody comes right up to him, I'm not gonna make him sit there through it. I don't want anyone putting pressure on this dog. Like, I don't want anyone petting him right now, to be honest. We're not there, and we may never get there. But we can, because he's been actually pretty, I would say sketchy with people, but he's just really like nervous and afraid. And he was like that with me for the first couple of days. So I moved very slow around him. I had to do this initial introduction with his owners. He warms up quickly, but like we just don't want any incidents. We have to take it seriously. But then like, yeah, sit. He might decide he wants to be in a down if that's too hard to hold that sit for a while. And so, you know, I think that's great. And then that shows me he's starting to relax out here. And because he's doing a board and train with me, I know like I'm always looking for the session after a difficult session. So if I take him out here tomorrow night, you know, same time, same kind of energy baseline level going out, I'm gonna be able to see that progress kind of like the next day or the next session. Probably not today, but it would be tomorrow that you know, like for example, yesterday I took him into the thrift store and he looked like his brain exploded from all the stuff and the stimulus, being in a new environment. And so I'm not really too worried about nailing him on basic obedience and sits and downs. We're just not there yet, you know, so kind of just taking it slow. Then today for example, so what I was gonna say is like, for example, just walking into the thrift store yesterday, walking around, doing a few loops, standing there, letting him stand there and watch people for like 10 minutes. And then by the time we left, he's still kind of amped up. But then today we went in and he's like maybe 50% more comfortable in there. So same with this brewery area, outside area I'm at tonight, and just kind of trusting the process, trusting the settling. And then my job is to advocate for him really strongly. I don't want anyone coming up to him. The lady asked to pet him in the thrift store. I said no. She's super nice, but like not gonna happen. Now we've got this guy. So I don't know how like far that guy's gonna let that dog go out. So I'm gonna show Bear that like we're gonna get space from everything, so that I become somebody that you can rely on when we're out. So that's the only way we're gonna make progress. And then then we're gonna bring in like if he will take food, we will bring in food. But we're using like the foundation of the prong collar work and the e-collar work. As he settles. First it's just like get out, get exposed. But if we don't have the foundation of how we move together in the world, it won't work, because I'm still sketchy with him. So like the first several days of like having Bear, just like knowing that like that foundation of like how he moves with me, does he take directional cues from me, does he follow my lead? If he doesn't follow my lead, I can't take him out. Like I can't do this exposure work at all. Like, so we have to have a relationship, and he has to understand how these collars work. He has to understand negative reinforcement, pressure and release. And then building up that food drive and that work ethic really helps a lot too. So I think tonight he possibly could take food, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So very nervous. He's a nervous man. So he just has to know that I'm not gonna let people get too close or dogs get too close to either dog.
Okay.
He's probably like, he could be fine with dogs, but I don't do on-leash greetings, so I don't allow. There's too many fights that could happen, or misunderstandings. So anyways, you guys, that's Bear. That's my cool, I love taking dogs out in my cool neighborhood, Fremont area, above Cully, for all the cool stuff that happens, especially summertime. It's a fun neighborhood, and I like to cruise around with my board and trained dogs. I feel like they do a lot of being in their crates, and so I really like to give them that enrichment time fully, give them several like longer sessions a day, and that's something that dogs don't get with other kennels, I would say. They kind of just don't get that one-on-one. When I take a dog in for a board and train, it's like they're really like living with me as my dog, like as I would have them as my own pet dog, and the foundation I would immediately start to lay down with any new dog. But they get to cruise around with me and build that relationship, so it's really fun. And he's a delight. I really like this dog a lot. He's got a lot of really nice qualities. So yeah, there you go. Okay, bye you guys.